Special shout out to our sponsors, All About Your Construction and Mugs Coffee House of Lebanon, Oregon. For more information on Mugs Coffee, go to mugslebanon.com. And for more information about All About Your Construction, call 541-570-1059. Yes. Here we are, ready to roll on Russ Reels Live. Good afternoon, or whatever time it is where you are. So glad that you're all here today. Man, I'm excited. I am so excited for the group of friends that I have on today. It's going to be amazing. Did you hear that? Amazing. If you are not watching, you should be. And if you are watching, share this out with all your friends right now and say, hey, check out this Russ Reels Live. He's got some amazing people. You know, I bring on great friends like this because they make me look good because they all know so much. So that you find out I've been faking it the whole time. Shh. Anyway, so glad to have you here on Russ Reels Live. You know, we're kind of settling in to a Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time each week. And I'm starting to get a little more consistent with this show. Of all my shows, this one floated around. Still has the opportunity to do that because I had a Russ Reels Live yesterday. But I've been settling into a regular time. So keep your eyes out, but look at every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. You're probably going to find one. There'll be one on next week for sure. I can tell you that. So also just want to let you know, my name is Russ Hedge and I am your marketing coach. I am a keynote speaker and I'm your inspiration specialist. That's right. My purpose in life is to inspire and encourage you to live a purpose-driven life of significance. What does that mean? I want you to be a world changer. I want you to be a difference maker. I want you to do the amazing things God has created you to do. And you can do it. You know, I believe everybody has a little bit of amazing inside of them. And I know it's just waiting to burst out of you today. So get out there, do amazing things. You know what? But today, we're really all about being real because let's face it, our lives have ups and downs, goods and bads, all that stuff going on. But it really is where our mindset is and our perspective on life. Doesn't mean we don't ever get down. We don't ever have struggles. But if we don't stay there and we keep moving to a good place, that's what it's really, really all about. I just want to also tell you that if you haven't tuned into Marketing with Russ or the Experience Live with Russ and Scott, please do. Marketing with Russ is every Monday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and the Experience Live with Russ and Scott is 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So I just want you to check those out, watch my social media, or go to russhedge.com. That is the easiest way to find out all that you want to know about me. russhedge.com has all the information you need. And don't forget, I'm also the author of Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. Let's see if everybody in the green room is doing that. Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. Yes, they are. Woo! Yes. You do not want to live befuddled. You want to live the life you choose. You can go to russhedge.com or Amazon or any online booksellers to pick that up today. So that is enough about me because I want to get the party started. I'm so excited. We're going to get things rolling along. The comments are already blowing up. And, you know, today I'm going to start with, we always go ladies first. And we're going to try to keep my normal order. We're going to bring in Ingor Van Roy first this morning because she loves video. And so what better person to bring on than Ingor? There she is. Hello, Ingor.
Hello, Russ. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I am so good. And, you know, you sent me the laughing, you're crying so hard emojis like crazy when I asked you to be on. Not that you're not on a regular basis, but it's all around the power of video. And I love your live stream starts with I hate video. So give everybody a quick little intro about you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Ingor, and I am recognized as a networking ninja. I'm hired by entrepreneurs to help them develop a LinkedIn strategy to stand out and connect with their ideal community. Many have no idea where to begin when it comes to networking, especially online. In fact, we're befuddled. So I am there to help guide them through the learning curve and help them navigate this space that is unknown to them and so many others.
Well, you are amazing, and I appreciate all that you do. And we're just going to keep the party rolling here,
Yes.
and we're going to bring in the next good friend who is also a lady. Nancy Barrows is in the house. There she is. Hello, Nancy.
Hello to you and everyone here. And wow, to have to follow such greatness. It's humbling. Ingor, I'm a big fan and of everybody here on this panel. And thank you, Russ, for creating this opportunity. I am Nancy Barrows and I am human. That's really that's really what I'm known for, being human, known as the Queen of Engagement, and was fortunate to be named one of the top 50 most impactful people of LinkedIn. I'm also a keynote speaker and coach, and I help others understand the value and power of personal content on social media, including video. I have been able to use my experience to help others find their voice. Telling my story, I'm allowing others to do the same. I have a coaching program called The Chick with the Tool Belt, and it helps others meet their highest potential. I partner with my clients on showing up, finding their voice, and fully engaging their community across platforms and media, guiding them to reach their personal growth and business goals. And they get tools that they can share and continue to maintain independent of me, because the whole idea is that I teach you and you keep going. I work with companies on changing the culture, not only each individual's personal mindset, but the whole culture of the company and the working environment, how personal content and being human and radiating real are your most powerful tools.
Well, I completely agree with that, because I think what people really want today is authenticity. I think they want to know the real you. They want to realize that you don't have to be flashy up on a screen, like we are. Like, just because we're on a screen doesn't make us any different than people out there. And, I got to say, speaking of flashing in the green room, and the king of video, your co-host of What's Good Wednesday and Shout Out Saturday, Mr. Brian Schulman.
You want to say party? Party.
That's it. How's it going, Brian?
Great to be with you guys today.
Oh, yes. Well, I feel like we're in the presence of greatness, Brian, that you're here, because the one thing I love about you is you are such a real down-to-earth guy, but you've done amazing things. Give everybody a little snapshot about what you're doing.
Oh, I appreciate you, Russ. And it's so good to be here with each and every one of you. I am Brian Schulman. I am a 5-time best-selling author, international keynote speaker, known as the godfather and pioneer of LinkedIn video, one of the world's premier live streaming and video marketing experts. My insights have and 2 global award-winning live shows have been featured on NASDAQ, Forbes, Thrive Global, Yahoo Finance, Roku TV, the CW, multiple #1 best-selling books, syndicated on a smart TV network. I am the founder and CEO of Voice Your Vibe, and have 20 plus years of proven digital marketing experience, strategizing with Fortune 500 brands around the globe, impacting business culture to move forward with a heart-centered approach and a growth mindset. I have been recognized as a LinkedIn top voice, 3-time top 50 most impactful people of LinkedIn, 2-time LinkedIn Global Leader of the Year, LinkedIn Video Creator of the Year. The list goes on, but I guess beyond all the achievements and accolades, I'm truly most proud of my 2 monkeys, my kids, and the connections and relationships that I've made throughout the years.
Well, I think, between you and I, we've got some greatness here today in our kids, because your son's at Princeton, right?
He is. Just finished his first year. Yeah.
There you go. So you've got smart, amazing. My son just was double Grammy nominated, so kind of on the music side. So yes, and
amazing.
so if you didn't know that, he was part of 2. He did mastering. He does mastering along with performing, but this was for mastering Doja Cat's up for album of the year.
Wow.
And also one other of the albums that were up for R&B album of the year. So I'm so proud of my son, just like you are, and all of you. We're all proud of our kids. So
yes.
Speaking of kids, Mr. Tim Sohn is about to jump in. Here he is, Mr. Tim Sohn. Woohoo! How's it going, Tim?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Russ. It's awesome to be among such legends here.
Well, yes, and you are the loving legend. There is the heart's flow out of you.
No.
Yes, nothing like the wonderful wonders of snap filters. So, Tim,
Yes.
you are the
Russ.
king of snap filters. Tell everybody a little bit about you and what you're up to.
Yeah, thanks so much, Russ. Hey, everybody, I'm Tim Sohn. I live here in Pennsylvania. I am a husband. I'm a dad to two kiddos, Megan and Caitlin, who are 10 and 7. I am a live stream producer and coach for brands, nonprofits, and entrepreneurs that want to make a positive impact in the world. I co-host the Tim and Jim Show, which is on Wednesdays at 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. And I host Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer, a weekly live stream show, which is Tuesdays at 8 o'clock Eastern time.
And when you're not doing that, you just have love flowing from you, right?
It just comes out. I can't stop it. It just
like that.
Yeah, just like that.
It's never ending, never ending. Well, Tim, you and I, a lot of us, actually all of us here right now have been friends for a long time. And I really appreciate all of you. You've helped shape all that I'm doing. I appreciate that. And, I'm going to bring on a new friend who's amazing. And I almost didn't bring him on fast enough, but Chris is so amazing. Come on down, Chris. How you doing?
I'm good. Excited to be here.
Well, we're so excited to have you. I was watching you repeatedly do your live streams, and I'm thinking, I have got to get to know this Chris Hennessy guy. I've got to get to know him. And then when I was introducing you, you threw me off by what it says on your thing. Chris, anything is possible.
Anything is possible, yeah. Yeah.
I thought, is he Chris Hennething all of a sudden? No, I don't know.
It's Chris Hennessy, like the cognac. But the name of my business is Anything is Possible.
Oh, I think that's so awesome. Hey, tell everybody a little bit about you and your business.
Yeah. So my name's Chris Hennessy. By day, I work for an electronics recycling company, and by night, I remote produce live streams for people and train them how to do it too. I'm the prison ministry pastor for our church, and today is a pretty big day for me. It's 6 years today I got out of prison. I walked out.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's been a really cool day. Just kind of reflecting and all that kind of stuff. So this was a perfect way to end it, just on a high note.
Yeah. I got to tell you that Vincent Haywood, another really good friend of mine that I met virtually online, also I think he's 10 years out of prison. Mm-hmm. But what an amazing inspiration you are. The life you put together, you've come out of struggles, and you're just amazing, Chris. I mean, you and I have only been able to speak a couple times, and I just feel like we're such great friends already. And the amazing things that you're doing now, and you're working so hard in the prison ministry and all the stuff you're doing, that's amazing. So speaking of amazing, I want to get into the topic of power of video. Ingor, I'm going to jump back to you first, because you hate video, and look what you've done. And then we're going to go to Chris next, because he's got to go pretty soon. I want to make sure he gets in on this round at least. But tell me a little bit about how video and the power of video shaped what you're doing.
Wow. Well, it's allowed me to impact more people at once, right? And that's something that it's huge for everyone, not just me. My life statement and what I live by is to positively impact the lives of others. And so through video, I've been able to do that more than in triplicate, right? And it has changed my life, because I really do hate video. I know you laugh about that all the time, but it's the truth. I'm very critical of myself, and I think most of us are. But at the same time, because of that, and in spite of that, I've been able to show up and show up not just for myself, but for others. And that's the most important.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And, speaking of showing up, Chris, a lot of times people don't realize it's not nearly as difficult as they make it. I mean, I showed up and failed forward and just muddled my way through and figured it out as I got going.
Yeah.
Chris, tell us a little bit about how you got started and all that.
That's exactly how I got started. I saw a friend of mine, Amy Leanne Wills. She went live with a friend of hers, and I thought that's really cool. I think I might like that. So I got LinkedIn Live, got StreamYard, and just kind of made all the mistakes. Didn't have any fancy equipment. I had a $40 webcam off of Amazon. Didn't even have a ring light or a mic or anything. I just went with it. And that's kind of what I encourage people is, you know, you see people streaming with all the fancy stuff and the lights and the mic and all that. But if you don't have any of that, just grab your laptop and hit the button. Just do it. If you feel like you want to do it, just do it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. In fact, you know, even to this day, I a lot of times will just grab my MacBook and I'll go on the road because I want to keep life moving, right? I want to see real people and I want to be meeting with them, and I'll go to a city 40 miles away from me down south, and I'll just take my MacBook with me and do my live. Like this morning, I had Dr. Nupi Aurora, who's amazing, and she's got some amazing things coming up, and Nupi was on my show, and I could talk about her all day long, but the whole thing was just able to do it all on, and you know, it's amazing what you can do even with just your iPhone. I've been stuck in my car with my iPhone, right? First show we did, I don't know if you were on that one, Brian. I think you were on the next one. The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. Scott's power went out.
Yes.
He did it from his iPhone in his car, but he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. So Brian, you know, you have turned a fun and impactful thing, which is video, into an empire for you. I mean, you look at all that merch you got behind you, just voicing your vibe once and boop, everything pops out like popcorn. Look at that.
Yeah. Well, you know, it all started on LinkedIn. I was one of the pioneers of LinkedIn Video, LinkedIn Live. I've pretty much been a part of all their betas of all their big launches, and had never been on video before when I got started on LinkedIn Video. And as many of you know, very first video was me telling my life story about being a £1.5 miracle baby that wasn't supposed to live and growing up with a neurological disorder and not ever thinking about doing anything like this. And I will tell you that it changed my life. And I got comfortable being uncomfortable, getting on video. And now thousands of videos later and hundreds of live shows later, it's been truly amazing, because I never could have imagined that, and I'm not going to say me, I'm going to say that we collectively would impact so many lives together by showing up and by sharing our stories from our hearts. And it's been truly an amazing journey, Russ. It really has. It's the most amazing experience I've ever had, because it's the people. LinkedIn fam has changed my life so many times over the last almost 2 decades now that I've been on the platform every day. And it's, you know, I always say incredible things happen when we come together, and we collectively are a testament to that. So
yeah, no, I again, as Usama would say, major mic drop on that. I mean, that it is so true. And, you know, I am you guys know me, I'm huge on connection, community building. I'm all about that. And I think it's the foundation of any business, definitely the foundation of any marketing.
Yep.
And, you know, the amazing thing about live stream video, there you go. Tim's got it going on the mic. The amazing thing about video is that you can connect and build relationships with so many people. I have got some of my best friends at weird, crazy places all over the world that I've actually never been in the same room with. And I think everybody on this video tonight is in that group. I mean, people we've been together so much and so many times, but never actually in the same room. We're going to change that one day. I'm planning to travel and visit you all. Or if you ever get to Oregon, you know, all you got to do is shout out. But it is amazing the things you can do and the relationships you can build. And Tim, you know, you are honestly not a super loud, outgoing guy, but you have done because you have Snap camera, amazing things.
That's the key. I just bring the love.
Oh, you're so funny. Well,
Oh my gosh.
tell us
Yeah.
how video has changed your life in many ways.
Oh my gosh, video in so many ways. One of the ways has been through my cancer journey. It's almost 1 year ago that I first shared my cancer story on Jenny Gold's Podcast Not Podcast show. It was in June of 2021 that I did that. And as a result of sharing my cancer story on live video, I've connected with other cancer survivors and supporters and created Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer, the weekly live stream show, and the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Man and Woman of the Year competition just wrapped up last night, and I received the Mission Award for that, which was a culmination of,
yes.
Thank you all. But so many people came together in March. We did a 24-hour live stream event. Many of you who are here today who helped with that. And in April, we did a 12-hour live stream event, and we raised thousands of dollars. But even beyond that, 36 hours of cancer awareness through live video, and all people coming together, sharing their cancer connections, their cancer stories. It was just such a powerful, shout out to Puffs, the future sponsor of some show somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, just sharing stories on video is so powerful, and the relatability that creates, right, with other people, whether it's cancer or something that like coffee.
Well, I want to say one thing about that, and I think we all need to, which we've done individually to a certain extent, but we all need to really work together to continue. I see this comment here a while back that I wanted to throw up there by Gail Robertson, who's an amazing friend, and she's giving a keynote tomorrow. One thing about the power of video, and I'll explain it in a relationship here in Oregon. I have a really good friend. He's in Vancouver, Washington, just the state above us. We'd never met in person, but we'd met online. We talked on the phone all the time. We prayed for each other. It was just a great relationship, just like Tim and I text almost every morning. And he and I got to meet for lunch a couple weeks ago. He gave me a big hug, like I've seen some of you do online for the first time when you meet somebody. And, we need to do that more and get together more and speak more and get in person more and 100%. Let video supplement and drive that, but bring people together, because there's nothing that replaces human to human connection. And that, I think, is part of the power of video. And Nancy, you tell me what you think, but I think part of the power of video is going from the screen to live and in person.
Absolutely. And I'm one of those people who did everything backwards in terms of video and LinkedIn. I had no idea what I was doing. I showed up on the platform and was live on a show, actually a telethon, a week later, and was talking about childhood trauma. And I realized that I was part of the problem because I was unwilling to tell my story, say the words that I had been sexually abused. And it was just sharing that personal information that launched everything. People coming back and saying how authentic you are and how genuine you are, how real. It caught my attention because if people are commenting on that, it must not happen very often. And that launched the whole Radiating Real campaign. But you can be authentic and real in your text, and you can be authentic and real in your photos. But I think there's no better way for people to really get a sense of who you are and get to know you than being live or in video, right? You get to hear people's voices. You get to see, like I talk with my hands. You get to see people's mannerisms. There's just so I am busy. There's just so much more. It's beyond even three-dimensional, really, the way we get to know one another through video and live. And when you build those relationships and you enter into those brave spaces together, it allows us each to be vulnerable in a way that's comfortable. And that's really where our connection is built, right? If any deeper connection is built when you're willing to show that vulnerable side of you.
Right.
Which is why I encourage people all the time and need to remind people, radiating real doesn't mean ripping your heart open and telling every secret you've ever held. That's not real. It's not what we do as people. So that's not what it's about. It's about just showing up how you are. There's a difference between personal and private, right? Everyone is entitled to their boundaries. So the ability to get to know one another through video and then transfer that to real life and really have that sense of like knowing someone. It's been amazing for me. Like I said, within a year of being on the platform, not knowing anything, probably doing it all wrong by most coaches, advice. I was named one of the top 50 most impactful people on LinkedIn. And I love that story. A, it's by my peers, but B, it shows that anyone can do it, right? If I can do it, I don't have a huge following. I was on for a year, didn't know what I was doing, just kept showing up as me, high, low, in between, sharing my life with people, right? That's what it took. And that's what people responded to. And honestly, I came onto LinkedIn without anything to sell and found this passion and this purpose and the skill that I have for coaching and helping other people do the same and finding their voice because I showed up, because I was me, because I was on video and live. I mean, I was doing at one point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, I think, of live shows a week, which I don't recommend necessarily. But it did give people an opportunity to really get to know me. And I think that's the key. Like we show up, we tend to want to show up polished and perfect.
Right.
Which is,
well, I got to say with you in particular, and then Chris, I'm going to let you get a word in before you dash. You immediately, you and I have known each other now for a couple of years, and you jumped on my live shows immediately, and you jump on in your PJs, no makeup, and you're just like there. I remember one early morning, you and Raquel Boris were on, and we just had so much fun. People want to see that authenticity, that vulnerability, as my good friend Carl Sean Watkins would say, a little bit, taking a little chance that people will like the real you, right? We don't have to put on masks and faces. Let's let people see the real us and come out with who we really are. And Chris, you have done an amazing job at that. You just kind of are just a real authentic guy. The minute I saw you, I intentionally connect with people that I really want to get to know. And you were high on my list from the get-go when I saw you. Give us a little word about how the power of video, what it's transformed in your life and other things that you're doing before you take off and leave us for today.
All right. I don't do a whole lot of hardly any, just like organic video. I do pretty much all live video. It's more fun to me. Like I don't really get off into recording and then dressing it up and all that kind of stuff. But it's been such an amazing community building tool. I have 2 different shows, and one of them in particular is called Ending the Stigma, where we talk about the stigmas associated with justice involved individuals and coming out and all that kind of stuff. And just the amount of support I've gotten off of that, because it was it was a gut wrenching thing to start talking about, being in prison on LinkedIn. But me and my co-host Nathan Winsenreed, we have received nothing but support, and I get DMs all the time about, you've opened my eyes to this. I never even thought about that. And people are always, coming to me with suggestions. Hey, I know this guy, he might be a good person for your show. And then we'll meet like on Zoom and see if he'd be a good fit or whatever. But it's just been such an amazing community building tool. I don't think I would have the people I now call friends if it had not been for live streaming and live video.
Yeah. Well, it's true. It's really true. And the kind of support you get, you're all talking about. When you started Radiating Real, I was really, I don't know if enjoying is the word that I want to use. Not enjoying, but I was really touched by people stepping out. And when I got COVID the first time, nobody had really talked about their journey. So I put out a few Radiating Reels to that. And I am telling you, thousands of people supported me and messaged me. It was amazing,
You immediately have people, they feel less alone. They just, you let them be seen and heard and valued and sharing your own story.
Right. Yeah. And the thing is, Chris, thanks so much.
I gotta go.
Man.
Thank y'all so much. This was amazing to meet all of you. And I can't wait to do it again.
You too.
We will definitely. We'll see you soon.
Have a good
Bless
night.
you.
Okay.
You know, I think what is just amazing about all the things we're talking about is when you're just really, you're willing to just back to what I said before, say, this is really me. I think there's so much power in that. Tim, you stepped out. This is really me. This is what I've gone through. You know, Nancy, this is really me. This is what I've gone through. Ingor, I hate video. Brian, I've struggled through all these things, but look what I've been able to do. I mean, that is really inspiring. And when I started live streaming, the first thing I did was watch all of you. I mean, I started watching people and learning as I went, you know, and I'd watch somebody when I was already live streaming and I go, hey, Brian, that's an awesome idea. I should try that. And so, yeah, I mean, there's just
the power of
things,
community, Russ, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because the same thing happens. Like we're all on the same timeline. We've just hit it at different points.
right?
You know, and I mean, we've all found each other. It's the power of community. It's the most incredible thing about community is, you know, we all found each other right here through the power of community.
Right.
And showing up and through live streaming and shows and created these incredible relationships. I mean, the reality is we're family, and
Right.
like that's something that you look back and you go, wow, like look at what we've done together. You know, that's the impact. Reverend Carl Sean Watkins, that's the
Whoop,
impact.
whoop.
You just truly don't know what's going to happen. And the whole point is that you just show up, because all of us started from zero. None of us knew what we were doing when we got started. We just started at different times. So I think that's the most important part for people out there. You know, they look at us and go, well, how am I going to do something like that? But you just have to realize we all didn't know what we were doing either. So you just have to start. Don't worry about all the, you know, getting, like Chris was saying, you know, he doesn't pretty up his videos or anything. I mean, you got to understand. I mean, when we say we didn't know anything about what we were doing, I didn't even know there were apps for video. I didn't even know what these platforms were for live streaming, but you just start and you fall over your feet and you keep starting and you keep learning and you keep growing. And it's amazing. It truly is amazing. You just have to start.
Well, and that is a huge thing. When I initially started with my business, I had 5 steps to connecting. And the first step really is the first step to life, and that is start. Because we are so good at thinking and planning and worrying and muddling and thinking what we could do and possibly, and then worrying some more and thinking some more and replanning and then reworking and thinking and planning. And we never actually get to it. And, you know, you've got to be willing to, as Reverend Carl Sean Watkins would say, be a little vulnerable, be a little bit willing to jump right in and just say, whoops. The other day, the last Russ Reels I did last week, I start the show. I've accidentally muted my microphone on the microphone itself. I didn't know the Shure MB7's got a little teeny thing that if you touch it, it mutes the microphone. So in the green room, my guests are going, and I'm sitting there talking away and I can't hear you. And so, I mean, even when we've been doing this for a while, we're just human, right? We make mistakes like everybody else. And just being, I think it says so much about a person being willing to take that step, right? It's one step at a time. What's the quote? You don't have to be able to see the whole ladder. You just have to be able to see the next step, right? Yeah. That's huge. I mean, that's huge. And just take that. And, you know, I think, Ingor, you're being quiet here on us, but you made kind of like a leap when I met you. You were working with Gail and you were like in the background. We talked and I know that I encouraged you, but I'm sure other people did too. And then you've just become like a diva of the screen.
Really? I don't know about that, but I'm here. Yeah, I remember that day when I was on your show and you encouraged me to start live streaming. And I thought you were insane. Just let's put that out there.
I am. It's okay. It's true.
Yeah, but you know, I started working with a coach actually just a few days more than a year ago. And I put out my first live video on the 14th of May, 2021.
Wow.
Yeah, and I remember when she asked me to do it, it was a 10-day live challenge. And I said to her, okay, today's Friday. Can I start on Monday? And she's like, nope, the time is now. And I was freaking out to the point where I actually waited until the last minute to post my video and do that because she wanted me to do it by 8 p.m. and it was like 5 to 9 and I still hadn't done it. But and I mean, honestly, live video intimidates almost everyone, but you'll never know how to do it. You can prep as much as you want, just as you said, and honestly, you will learn on your feet. When I
Right.
went live on LinkedIn for the first time on August 27th, um, just 2.5 months after I was actually, challenged to start. I remember the first time I went, I actually forgot to remove the overlay. I didn't know how to do it. And yeah, I'm live and everybody can hear me talking, but they can't see me. That's the way that most of us have learned, by
Yeah.
doing it, not by prepping. You can prep all you want, but hey, there's going to be times when, you know what? I have a friend that actually fell into a bucket of water 5 minutes before she was supposed to go live.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing
That's amazing.
prepares you for that. And she went live on time. She just
Wow.
had to fix herself.
No class, no book can teach you the what happens when your cat walks across and puts their tail up your nose. No book, no class is going to teach you what happens when, LinkedIn isn't catching your signal and you're still live on your other channels. There's no class, there's no book that is
Yeah.
going to teach you what happens when someone doesn't show up. What happens when. And the greatest way to gain confidence is actually to just start. Make those quote unquote mistakes, because I don't believe there are mistakes. I think the only mistake you make is the one you don't make because you're afraid of making a mistake. So go
Right.
ahead, make those mistakes, because getting through them is the biggest confidence builder out there. You're denying yourself the opportunity to pat yourself on the back and actually get some of those biggest fears out of the way. Make the mistakes. What's going to happen? I've made a million mistakes. We all have. And you know what happens? Everybody supports you and cheers you on and tells you keep going. You're doing great. No problem. You got this. And you know what? It's 100% true. But it's already happened. We're just catching up. But the only way to catch up to it is to keep going. You got to start and keep going.
Yeah.
Well, and it's community. We're all talking about that. But when we all started, I know it was true for me that it was all the community, all of you that helped me along. So initially, I was podcasting, recording it, and you were all on those things, most of you as well. And then I went to the live stream, and I remember getting on the phone with Alan Hennessy and Jim Fuse and Chris Stone and these guys going, help me, Tim. It was just I needed help to get moving, and they were all right there. And the other day I had a workshop talking about support that Ingor brings up. Ingor was there yesterday at my workshop. Thank you. And the recording stopped, and then I was fumbling through making a change on a thing. It was on Zoom, and all I got from Ingor and from the people on my thing were all these DMs as I was messaging, as I was doing, and saying, "Hey, it's great, Russ. Love this material. You're doing great." And it's like, you know what? It's nice to hear that every now and then. I'm fumbling, making a mistake because I know just enough technology to be dangerous. And so, there's times when you're in the middle of something and you're like, oh, I have no idea how to do that. Actually, I've never had to do that before. Have you guys had that moment? I have never done that before. How do you do that exactly?
Oh yeah, we do it live and we talk about doing it while we're doing it and just fumble through it. But I think the coolest thing, you mentioned community, the coolest thing is how we inspire one another to take a step, to want to be better, to want to learn and mess it up along the way and know that it's okay to do that. I think about, since Nancy, Deborah, and Tim are both here, I think about how, Tim took the leap by being inspired and encouraged by Nancy to actually share his cancer story for the first time with the world, and how he he was excited and terrified to do it at the same time because he didn't know, like his family didn't even, not to steal your thunder, Tim.
Thanks for bringing that up.
You're so welcome. But you've shared that live. Like,
no, I have.
You know, and I think it's so impactful. Senator Piassata, exactly. I think it's so impactful how we inspire one another to do that, because I think each one of us, yes, Carl, each one of us has been inspired by one of our other LinkedIn fam to do something that was uncomfortable, to try something we haven't done before, to share something that we would go, no way, there's no way I'm going to share that. And, you know, and now look at Tim, right? He wins this incredible award from LLS, and he puts this incredible series together of live streams and gets all these incredible people together to help him. And as they say, Nancy, but what is it? Rising tides?
Rising tides lift us all up.
Yeah, exactly. So it's, you know, I mean, truly, like, community is the one thing that I think lifts all of us. It's such an amazing thing because we can.
Hi, Miss Gail.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I was trying to be anonymous, Gail.
Not trying to squeeze too much prior to going
That's
live.
amazing.
Sometimes, if nothing else, you have a great story, and failing is exciting too.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm so glad you shared it, like, because that's the real, right? Like, because someone else is sitting there going, I can't do that. Oh, wait, you did? Oh, gosh, you're making fun of yourself. Okay, then it's okay. I laugh at myself. And, you know.
And one of the things we love doing is creating those blooper videos so that people see, like, hey, listen, this is what happens. This is real. And not everything that goes up has to be perfect. You know, that's.
Well, I love those too, when you guys put those up there. And, you know, when I originally did and I think you were all there. I did my original release of Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. And I had my big thing. Wendy Stunt, my good friend from Dublin, Ireland, Wendy hops on. The first take of her video, she completely messes up the name of my book. And it was so funny. And she's laughing at herself. And what do you think I led with when I put that out? Was her messing up was the first thing, because it's priceless. It endears people to you because they're saying, yes, that's me. That's me. I'm messing things up. But you know what? Life is messy, right? It's okay.
Ugly, unsexy, snotty middle. It's that we've got to share that with one another.
Yeah, and it is. And when you're there to support each other, help each other. And that's what I really love. Like when I did my radiating reel, you know me, I'm Mr. Positive. My wife calls me, she calls me the, what does she call me? Now I'm forgetting the name of the
Pollyanna.
Pollyanna, that's what I'm looking for. I was thinking of three things at the same time. She called me the Pollyanna. She goes, that's enough Pollyanna for me. But no, but the truth is that's the way I am. But when I shared my radiating reel, I was trying to encourage people, saying that I'm okay. I'm moving forward, being positive. But what I got in return by putting that out was so much support that I was thinking, you know what? I really needed that. It really touched me. It made me cry, thinking that many people would take a moment just to tell me, man, you got this. It's all good. You know, you don't need to put on a good face. And sometimes you do, if that's your personality. But the term befuddled came from a story in the morning. I've told you all that when I'm running out the door, I'm late for a meeting. I'm tripping over things. I'm dropping things. I'm all out of sorts. And my beautiful wife looks at me and says, "Are you okay, honey? Are you okay?" I said, "I'm fine. I'm fine." Because that's my go-to. My go-to is I'm fine. Life is fine. I'm fine. And she goes, no, really? Because we've been married 34 years and you look kind of befuddled, she said. And then I didn't drive more than a minute down the road. And I thought, she's right. I'm totally befuddled. Right. But I mean, we want to, even within ourselves, even being authentic within ourselves, because that's our personality, we do want to always put on our best face. Right. And sometimes we have to take a moment. Nancy, you're the queen of this. Take a moment and just say, I'm not okay. Right. I'm not okay. And it's okay to be not okay sometimes.
It's so funny. I just got a memory of a video that I had done that was like, okay, so here we go. And Tim does this with me almost every morning, gets the okay, I'm vertical. Oh gosh, I'm horizontal again. Oh wait, but I did vertical. And now I believe that my DNA might be more snake than human, right? It's just like we've all experienced it. That start, go, you can do it, you can't do it. But that's real. That's life. When we don't share what's real, people sense it. It's inauthentic. It makes us feel icky, right? And that's the thing is I think people don't understand is if you really want to connect with people, if you really want to have an impact, if you did all those things that people show up, there are reasons why. You have to be willing to be you. Take your mask off. Receive the unconditional love and acceptance that we all deserve for being who we are. That's our superpower. Nobody else can be us. Nobody else can do it wrong. And quite honestly, I love the two of you. Quite honestly, when you take that mask off, I'm so used to it. When you take that mask off, one thing that disappears that holds a lot of us back is imposter syndrome. Because if you show up how you are and who you are, there's nothing to worry about being discovered.
No, just be you.
I just really love how authentic Brian and Tim always are.
Right.
I mean, all
We're
you
just
see
radiating
is
real
who
the
they
whole time.
They
really
are
Just radiating real.
Who they are.
Literally
People ask all the
radiating.
time, like if what it's like.
I'm not
off the
contagious.
show.
It's just this radiation is good radiation.
Radiation,
People
the good
ask all
kind
the
of
time,
radiation.
This is what we're like when we're not on the show, and the reality is yes. If we're like in a chat, there's filters going. So, Tim's always screenshotting us with the worst faces, you know, like catching us at the worst. But this
And you're
is how
welcome.
we are. So that fun, lighthearted, silly, along with our more serious sides, are who we are.
That's right.
Right.
Just
Well,
like
and
True.
I think as we start to wind down, because I want to give you all one last chance to say something, and that is, you know, sometimes in our weakest moments and when we make the most mistakes, we're appreciated the most because it's really us. And I know all through my years as I've been a worship pastor my whole life. And when I get up on the platform and I'm singing and I mess up a song is when everybody comes up to me and says, that was amazing service, Russ. Oh my goodness, God moved. That was amazing. And I thought it was horrible, right? You get on a live stream and you mute yourself and you get 1 million people saying how great it was, right? Maybe not 1 million.
Yeah.
That would be pretty amazing if we got 1 million. But anyway, but you know what I'm saying? A lot of times people look at that and they say, wow, that's really amazing because they're doing it in spite of not being perfect. Like Brian, we're going to start with you tonight, Brian. Brian is perfect on video, but we're no, I'm just kidding. Brian, to give everybody
our live shows to know that is not true.
Yeah. Yes. You just got to tune in early like I do. And Brian's like, why is Russ on already? So anyway, you tell everybody what you really want them to remember today about the Power Video, and then how do they get in touch with you?
Yeah. So look, just show up, just start. Okay. Again, I reference back to now thousands of videos I've made since I got started. All I used was my phone. Like all you need is you and your phone. You don't need anything else to show up. You just need you and your phone, and you just have to start. So when it comes to video, just start. Just start. And if you're thinking about doing live streaming, don't worry about all the whiz bang. Don't worry about branding. Don't worry about anything. All you need is you. That's where you need to start. Thank you so much for sharing that. All you need is you. You show up. Your tribe is already waiting for you to show up. You just have to show up.
That's right.
So show up, be you, voice your vibe, radiate it real, do your thing, and know that that's the most important part. And now more than ever, we're looking for one another. Look at the past, the pandemic, the last couple of years, right? I mean, if we didn't have the ability and the power of video, could you imagine where we would be now in just 2 years? It's truly amazing. And there have been comments that have come through. Carl Sean Watkins, I mean, we've been clamoring for one another and not being able to be with one another for years. And yet the power of video has brought us together. Carl had COVID. He came on the show. We met him for the first time. That was the first time he had interacted with people for like months. And he was joyful and sad at the same time because he had missed people so much. And he felt human again. Like that's impact. So just never underestimate the power of your showing up just as you and just being you.
Right. So to get in touch with you, they go
Yeah, you want to get in touch with me? Here, let me take off my filter. Not that one. You can actually click. You make me big for a second. This might be easier to
Oh,
grab.
okay. Hang on a second. I'm going to do it.
Make
I'm
you
going to do
big.
it.
It's cute. You're
Make
fun
me
size.
big. I'm fun size, as Nancy Deborah says. So if you guys click on that QR code right there, we'll take you to Linktree. Shout out to Linktree. We'll find all the socials. You can follow the shows. You can buy books. You can buy Voice Your Vibe swag, all that stuff. And you can join us on these 2 global award-winning shows twice a week. What's Good Wednesday live at 6 p.m. Pacific, and Shout Out Saturday live at 9 a.m. Pacific on Saturday. So there you go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do I have to leave you big now?
No. You can make me fun size. Make me
That's a fun size
again.
for you.
Well, first of all, too, you'll be happy to know that I listened to you, I paid attention, and you notice that in the comments we are getting it right with the link tree for you, and there it is. So I'm just so appreciative. I'll do a big shout out to Ever. Everybody say thank you, Ever.
Thank
She's
you, Ever.
amazing.
Thank you, Ever.
So
Yeah.
appreciate
All
you.
right. So who's next? Nancy Deborah, take it away.
Sure. Okay. So what do I want to leave people with? If you're having trouble, take the focus off of yourself, because when we show up as we are, we're helping other people, right? And we give people the opportunity to support us. So if you think about it as you're opening the door for the opportunity, and we all know how good it feels to support and help other people, right? We love being able to do that. We know it fills our bucket. We know it nurtures our soul and makes our heart feel big. So what you're doing is providing the opportunity. When you use video and live and you're posting and telling about yourself and radiating real, you give people the opportunity to support you and bask in that great feeling and nourish their hearts and souls. So my, of course, is just start, just do it. Don't worry about the rules. There are no rules. Just start. And again, if that's hard, then think about how many people you're helping and inspiring by going live, and how many opportunities for people to help and support that you are creating, and how good that feels for them. So for me, those are the 2 things. Like, hey, I know I can say just start, but if that's hard, try and focus more on that you're doing something big for a lot of people when you show up.
Yeah. And to get in touch with you, it magically appeared below you.
Look at that. That's fantastic.
Look at that.
Try and get a picture of me with my mouth closed. Yes, please, on LinkedIn, Linktree, the same card QR is my information. Smoke signals, I respond to those. Anywhere you can find me, even calendly.com/Nancy Barrows. Please reach out. And if we're not yet connected, send a connect request. Send a connect request and tell me that you saw me here and we got to spend some time together. I'm always looking to build my community with like-minded, heart-centered people. And I find that they gravitate, like Brian said, we all found each other. We all find each other. And so they're out there, and please reach out and connect.
I can't tell you the number of people that I've connected with directly through watching shows and being in the comments. And I'll be sitting there on Shout Out Saturday, and anybody that's a friend of you guys is a friend of mine. So I'm popping on going, okay, I don't know them. And I'm shooting out connection requests, and I love doing that. So, okay. Who's next? Ingor, you're next. Take it away.
Well, if you know me, you know I often speak about Ubuntu, and Ubuntu means I am because we are. And just because of the community that I have, I've been able to grow and embrace video. So I want to remind you, embrace Ubuntu, embrace video, and remember a quote by Bill Phillips that says, focus on progress, not perfection.
There you go.
And I put my link in the comments, so connect with me there, please.
You did, and so did Ever. We're good to go. Plus, it's all of the connection points are in the show notes. So everybody watching, you go straight to the show notes as well. And amazing. So Tim Sohn, you're bringing us home. Here we go.
Russ Hedge, thanks again for having me. When you're on live video, make sure that people who are tuning in, that they feel seen and heard. So if they're joining you, bring their comments on the screen, shout them out, say thank you. If you know who they are, and if they have a show, tell people about their show. put the spotlight on them, right? Also, one thing I like to do is I like to send direct messages to people who show up to shows that that I'm involved with. Sometimes you can't do it for everyone that shows up in the comments, but even if it's just, you know, a few people per show saying thank you for showing up and maybe starting a little bit of a conversation, that small gesture of thanks goes a long way. Those people are going to be the people that come back time and again to your shows, and who knows, you might get a new friend or a new client or who knows.
Right. And to connect with you.
Yes, to connect with me, just come visit me by the Delaware River here in Pennsylvania. Yes, in Oshahola. No, but seriously, you can connect with me on LinkedIn is the best place to connect with me. Just search for my name, like right there. Oh, right.
There you go.
There.
Right there.
Over there.
That's it. There it is.
Yes.
There it is. And look at that. It's also magically appeared below you. The screaming goat goes on.
Look at that. Yes, and there's my email address also.
You know, I have got thank yous from all of you being on your shows, and it means a lot to people. And yeah, you know, I just love this whole thing today. The topic we've been on. We've been talking about this, but I have a saying that's close to what I think Nancy Deborah said, and that is, good and done is better than perfect and not done. When we get out there, we put out goodness and we get things done and we take action, and we have the cat there with us. It's always amazing.
Talk about nobody's going to teach you how to deal with that in a live course.
There you go. A tail in the thing. Yeah. I love that. I love people's kids photobombing them too while they're doing lives. That's one of my favorites.
Well, I would have thought a gray cat was part of my brand, but she keeps walking through and people start asking, like, oh, where's the gray cat? Where's the cat? You don't know. You just gotta go.
Yes. Well, people don't know. Most of the time my beagle is sleeping next to me. Maddie, she's snoring while I'm doing live streams. And I'm going, hush, 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 a little loud. But no, it's amazing. Life is amazing. You are all amazing. And I want to thank you for being here today. We're going to do it again. There's going to be some great little snippets, repurposing video. If you guys aren't doing that, I know you are. People watching are not doing that. You got to repurpose your video because you're going to see lots of cute little snippets come out of this show. I can tell you that. So there you go. Cute like Brian.
Hey, wait, Russ, hold on. One thing, because those people that are with us that are actually scared about video and live streaming, we're going to give you something here. You guys come on either Shout Out Saturday or What's Good Wednesday, and you can join us as a guest anytime you want. All you have to do is show up. The link to join us in the green room is actually in the body of the post. It gets put in the comments. This is done purposely so that you can get comfortable having fun on camera. And when I say fun, I'm talking about fun. You don't have to worry about what you're saying. You don't have to worry about interview questions. You literally just come on and you're going to have a good time.
Yep. I can attest to that.
Let us shine the spotlight on you.
That's it.
It is. It's so much fun. And I've been on that here in my office and also at the car dealer getting my oil changed. I remember one time I was jumping on Saturday. It doesn't matter where you are. You can still jump on video, enjoy it, get your iPhone up and get her moving. So with that, we're going to roll out for the day. Thanks everybody for being here. And I'm going to do the outro with all of you guys on because it's too hard to send you all out at the same time. Thanks so much for joining everybody. We'll see you guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.